The man secretly observed the key on the prison guard's waist every day, memorizing its shape and outline. Late at night, when everything was silent, he quietly struck a match and studied the keyhole of the cell door. Then, he tore off a piece of white paper, pressed it over the keyhole to trace its outline, and carefully drew the details with a pencil. After that, Jack took out a paper roll, slowly inserted it into the keyhole, and pressed the bottom with his pencil. After 30,000 careful rubs, he finally understood the depth of the lock. The most difficult part was finding the right material to make the key. But fortunately, his cellmate came up with a plan. During labor in the carpentry room, Jack seized the chance when the guards weren't watching to secretly hide several sturdy wooden strips, intending to smuggle them out inside his thermos. But as he was leaving, an accident happened. His nervous expression caught the guard's attention. The guard grabbed Jack's thermos, poured out the goji tea without hesitation, and shook it a few times. Luckily, after checking and finding nothing unusual, the guard let Jack go. No one expected that this tiny oversight would become the first stain in the prison's history. Back in his cell, Jack impatiently poured out the wooden strips from his thermos. It turned out he had already prepared a backup plan while the guard was inspecting. His companion had deliberately knocked over a box of nails to distract them, and Jack had quickly stuffed a large towel into the thermos, narrowly avoiding discovery. Once everything was ready, Jack focused on carving the wood. His eyes were fixed on the material as he meticulously sculpted, sanding away even the smallest splinters until the surface was perfectly smooth. Soon, all the key parts were complete. He then applied glue, carefully assembled each piece, and used the heat from his overhead lamp to speed up the drying process. 3 minutes later, he took out the wooden key, confirmed it was firmly bonded, and compared it repeatedly with his drawing, making the final adjustments. At last, the wooden key was finished. With a nervous heart, Jack slowly walked to the cell door, inserted the key into the lock, held his breath, and turned it with anticipation. With a crisp click, the iron door actually opened, and a smile of relief appeared on his face. But before his smile faded, his eyes caught sight of an even greater obstacle. Jack stared in despair at the massive steel door. Worse yet, its lock could only be opened from the outside.